What's going on, guys? It's just your friendly neighborhood white guy with a mullet. How you doing today? So yeah, we're gonna go over some of the leaks for today for the upcoming Galactic Legends Rey and Kylo. Mostly just Rey because she is by far the hottest. Before we get going, guys, I'm gonna just kind of show you some of my encounters because I like using this team a lot. But also down below in the comments, let me know if you want me to cover in an upcoming video the top 10 hottest SWGoH characters. So let me know if that's something you want me to cover. I could definitely do that. I feel like I know which ones are kind of the hottest. Hint, hint, Rose. She's kind of hot. She's a babe. But today's video isn't about that. Today's video is going to be about leaks and why these leaks that we have seen over the last few days are totally BS. So, after this battle, we'll show it. Right now, we're kind of just showing you one of my favorite counters in the game, is this CLS versus gas. You might be wondering why I have my keys on for all the, typing on the keyboard, and, the only reason I like it is because I don't like touching my mouse. I hate my mouse. So, yeah. This is pretty a simple counter. We might be losing this one, though, because we suck. I wasn't paying attention, but, it is what it is. It happens to GAC all the time to me. I just don't pay attention, I lose, and then I rage quit. So, just kind of how the cookie crumbles, So, yeah. I think this might be a bit of a different video for most of you guys. You guys might be thinking I'm going to be, dissing on, Ahnald or what, Cubs even. I'm not really. I'm just going to tell you straight up that all those leaks are kind of just fake. They're not real. And even if they were real, I don't think it's going to be happening. Who's going to be wanting a Relic freaking 5 Rose Tico? I don't think. So we lost this one. Feels bad. Feels bad, boys. But yeah, we're going to show you some of these leaks. So I guess we can just go over here and show you the one that we all know of, right? It's this one. This is the one that we have seen currently from our Discord beta feedback testing group, which doesn't even exist. These people don't function and go off of Discord. They go off of the app called Slack. The reason I know this is because I know some people who are either a part of that or they are, they're in the loop for those kind of people. Am I gonna tell you who those people are? No. Would I like to? Yeah, but not really, because it's not my right to tell you that. So if you can, if you want to think this is legit for me saying that is the app they use, you can feel free to go off that. If you don't want to think that's the right app they use and that you still think they go off of Discord for this, feel free to think that. But I'm going to just let you know straight up that they've been using Slack for a freaking long time for the beta testing people. So really anybody on Discord can put together a post like this and then at, whoever they want to and tag it and then make a little screenshot out of it and post it. So this is what that is. So the parts we're going to go and dive into are the parts that I feel like could be a potential thing happening, and the parts I just don't see happening whatsoever. But we all know this is a Galactic Legend, and with this, it's going to take a lot of resources, and I would also say relic levels. So, relic levels are a big thing for most people right now. A lot of people out there that are trying to do this somewhat free to play and hoarding and probably spending a little bit. You're going to have to spend some to get this, Rey or Kylo, I would say, right off the bat. But for those people, they're probably hoarding a lot of the signal data. And as you can see here, we can see a lot of relic levels needed. So we already know the first phase, the one we already see in the game with Finn, the old Finn, right? Resistance Trooper, and of course JTR. So I think for those previous versions of themselves, for JTR and also Kylo, Relic 7 makes a lot of sense to me. We already see that in the game, so I think that makes sense. Finn and Trooper, Relic 5, okay, that's kind of crazy, right? So for me, when I'm thinking about, are they going to make them even harder than this first phase, or are they going to make them kind of spread out around each phase? I think it's not going to be increasingly more difficult, because I think for Relic 5 and 7, as is for the first phase, that's already kind of crazy. If I were to kind of assume anything, this next phase kind of makes sense to me, and if you want to see this, we'll zoom in a little bit. Phase 2 is with the first Rey that we have is Scavenger Rey, and then BB-8 and R2. So these are only Relic 2, which is kind of simple to get. It's not that much signal data whatsoever, so I can get that. I think pretty much any of the characters that we're going to be needed are probably going to be anywhere from Relic 1, I would say, to Relic 7. If though they did say this in a post, they're going to be unique to the gear. And also, I think they said something with like the Gear 13. So what that means to me, and what kind of paints a picture to me at least, is they're not going to, I wouldn't say they're all going to be required Gear 13 with, max relics. They're probably going to be spread out, but probably a huge emphasis on those new marquees being needed for those relics, because they're going to be a part of the new team coming out with the new Rey and Kylo. So I think this second phase does make sense to a degree. The one part I don't think is going to be a thing happening here is R2, because R2, he is one of those that has a bunch of different faction tags already built in. So I don't think that he's going to be probably one of the ones needed here. But, we don't know. To me, at least when I'm watching the sequels, from movies, or episodes rather, 7 through 9, R2 is not playing a huge factor in all those movies. He's kind of just like there chilling at the base, doing his own thing. The one I could see, though, is 3PO. But, when we're thinking about the entire saga of Skywalker and from movies 1 through 9, 3PO plays a huge part in pretty much all those, as well as R2 does. But for the majority of, the new movie content, I think 3PO would. So if they were to have a droid that's not BB-8, I think R2 doesn't make sense, but 3PO does make sense. So I'm not too sure with that right there, although I would love to see R2 being needed because I already have mine Relic at Relic 5. So I'm not too sure there, but I do think that any previous versions of Rey make total sense to me. Just the thing I'm not too sure on is the Relic levels. BB-8 also makes a ton of sense to me because he was a huge part. I'm sorry if you guys think that BB-8 is a she, but that's my take on it. He's a he. So yeah. And then the third phase, this one I think is kind of straightforward for the most part. But the one thing I don't think here is going to be legit, and we're going to be seeing, is Rose Tico at Relic 5. I do not think that's legit. I think that is just something that this person threw in here to kind of panic everybody and make them really just kind of hate their lives and want to panic farm a useless character like Rose Tico. So, the other part to this is also the new Resistance hero Finn and Poe. Those I can definitely see being needed at Relic 5. Those are going to be parts of the new Rey team coming out here soon. That makes 1000% sense to me. Total sense. If you guys don't agree with me there, I'm sorry. That's just how it's going to be. You're going to need those guys 7-star, Relic 5, or probably around Relic 5 or so, for that unlock for the event, and making sure that you can even attempt the event. So, I mean, on top of that, these guys are incredible characters. You can see in their kits, they have some really cool parts to their kits. For example, with Finn, he already has a TM swap, which is extremely huge. And of course, the Inspire mechanic between the two, Finn and Poe. So, yeah, I do not think Rose Tico is going to be needed here at Relic levels whatsoever. If she is needed, what I would probably do at CG, they are probably already looking at the data for everybody in the game who's playing, and just rather looking at all the Rose Ticos and the gears and the stars and what they're kind of like. For them to not only have these insane marquees that are probably not going to be even free-to-play farmable by the time the event goes live, tossing in somebody like Rose Tico that really nobody has 7-star, let alone a Gear 13 Rose, having that put into the mix with these brand new characters that we're not even going to be able to get free to play done before the event, I just don't see that happening whatsoever. However, what I can see happening is, yeah, you're probably going to need a 7-star Rose, but I would probably assume maybe Relic, or not Relic whatsoever. I'm sorry I said that, but Gear 12. Gear 12, maybe Gear 11 if we're going to be kind of lucky there. Maybe she's going to be at like a certain, what's it called, a GP requirement, right? So like 17,000 or 16,000, something like that. Something probably we're going to need to have some Gear 12 pieces, but maybe even her Zeta. And yes, she does have a Zeta, if you guys didn't know. So I can probably see that. I do not see them going to the lengths of forcing us to have Relic 5 Rose. I don't see that happening. You guys over there at CG would be losing a lot of your players, because that's probably way worse to me than needing also these new Finn and Poes. Just in my opinion. Maybe you guys disagree with me. Let me know down below in the comments. People hate Rose, and that's just how the thing is with me. But the next part here is the last phase for phase 4 on this entire thing, because so far we need 13 of these units. So 1, 2, 3 for the first, 1, 2, 3 for the second, 1, 2, 3 for the third. So that's 3, 6, 9, and then for it all to be 13, you need 4 in the fourth phase. So this is 4 stuff right here. So these are all ships. All ships. So this kind of makes sense to me. If there's anything out of this that makes the most sense from this leak, it's really parts of the second and third phases, but I can 100% see all of this stuff happening with phase 4. I can definitely be seeing a Radis coming out here soon, because they already did say it's going to be coming here soon, and I can see them needed with Poe's X-Wing with Poe, and a Resistance pilot's X-Wing as well. But here's the catch here. You can see down here at the very, very bottom, it says Zoe Bliss's Y-Wing with Zoe Bliss. We don't even have her in the game yet, but why does that make so much sense to me is because we don't really have another person that fit that 13th slot in the game for the Resistance. Even for the First Order. I could do a whole other video chatting about the First Order and who I think we'll probably get for that, for a crew, or for Kylo, the new Kylo. But the reason why this Zoe Bliss makes so much sense to me is because we still need more ships for this new team with the Resistance, and we still need that character to hit that 13 number for the units, because we're going to stop here now for this post. But if you want to come back into the game now and just see this and see what it looks like, we'll go full screen on this. The units here in the journey guide is why I think this makes the most sense to me, because if you come down here to Rey and you got the prerequisites, there's 13 here, guys. You got 1, 2, 3, we just went over this. 3, 6, 9, and then 4 for the very last one to make 13. So you see that, that's 13, and then if you want to see the characters in the Resistance faction, I could do a whole different thing looking at just the First Order, but this makes the most sense to me because out of this, we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, as is right now. But guys, the reason why I do not think we're going to be getting, or needed rather, R2 or 3PO is because those guys have been throughout the entire episodes 1 through 9. They've been there since the beginning. If they're going to do anything with them, it's probably going to be 3PO. They're probably going to need us to keep R2 for some, Luke's journey or whatever down the line. I don't know. I really don't. But 13 there, if I were CG, I wouldn't I wouldn't even bother with those two droids. Keep BB-8 because he makes sense. He's part of the whole journey with Rey. Toss in Zoe Bliss. You get a 13th character there. It all makes sense. It's all good to go. More ships for that new team in the Resistance team, because as of right now, that entire faction and ships is lacking hardcore. We only have 3 ships besides... No, not just 3 ships. That's it, actually. We have the X-Wing, we have Poe's X-Wing, and we have the Falcon. So we need more ships. We need a new capital ship with the Radis. All of that makes sense. With the Radis, Holdo makes the most sense. I do not think we're going to be getting a new Leia. I don't think so. I think if anything's going to be a new Leia, it's either going to be a rework for the original trilogy. I just don't see them making a new Leia for this new movie. She wasn't, in my opinion, a huge part to it. I know that the actor or actress rather, Carrie Fisher, did die. Maybe they want to do something about that and add her in the game. I can totally respect that. I just don't think, from a standpoint of the characters and ships, I think it would make the best sense to have Holdo there, my opinion at least. So, because we're going off the movies, I think we just saw in The Last Jedi Holdo going out kamikazing everybody and killing all those ships, and a huge heroic move. It makes the most sense to me, and also having a kamikaze move would be dope. I would love that. So, guys, my characters I would probably still say, we already have these 3 in the top that you're going to need. The next ones I would probably start working on is Poe, Finn, the new ones. I would even work on Holdo because she's going to be probably the new capital ship. If you guys do go in all in rather on Holdo, she's already a great kit as is. She's a tank. She has an AoE daze. She can recover HP or protection, I think. And she has built-in crit avoidance. It's a great character. So you have those guys, and then BB-8's great. I would hold off on the high gearing for Rey Scavenger, the old Poe, and the Resistance pilot, and also Rose Tico. Those guys. But I would really hoard up all the gear for the new Poe, the new Finn, and Holdo, because those are some of the ones I think you're going to get the most bang for your buck. But that's just me. Another leak that I have seen recently is over here. So this one was one I saw today. It's probably just a meme or whatever. Is it possible? I mean, we don't even really know the whole story with the new Kylo and Rey and what we're needing, but it's already saying here you're gonna need those 2 galactic legends, Rey and Kylo, and then you need those guys to unlock in an epic confrontation Sheev Palpatine, Force entity. This is all just a joke, I think, but I mean, you guys never know. It could be a thing. So that's kind of it for today's video, guys. My thoughts on this stuff. I don't think we're going to be needing, I don't think we're going to be needed freaking Rose Tico, Relic 5. Don't think that, guys. If you think that, I'm sorry. I will not... I don't want to make that a thing in my mind, thinking that's going to be the right thing, and that's the truth. I just don't see it happening whatsoever. Put your money on these new characters. The marquees with this new event style with the Galactic Legends, it's persistent. It's a persistent event, guys. It's going to stay around for a long time. You can do it whenever until you get the right requirements and unlocks done for it. So when we're talking about that, marquees make the most sense. If you want to think of how CG is going to make the most money here, they're going to make these marquees behind the paywall. The marquees are the paywall even more than before. They're not going to give you enough time to farm them free to play. They're going to be something behind a paywall. You're going to have to spend some money to get them 7-star. And then on top of that, signal data and the Gear 12 Plus and Gear 12, the pieces for all those guys, that's the money right there. I do not think Rose Tico is going to be needed here. So put those worries to rest. And on top of that, if you want to really ensure that those were all fake, the leaks rather, is because those were not on the right app. The people and the developers, they don't use Discord for the beta testers. They use it on Slack, the app. So please do not think of that to be a true leak. You can kind of speculate what you think yourself is going to be the best, and you can kind of focus on that stuff. What I think is the safest is the new Poe, the new Finn, and Holo. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to smack that like button, and if you guys are new here to the channel, feel free to sub. I just do a lot of videos on this game, so it'd be super awesome if you guys could support me. Also, if you guys do want to support me, we got a Patreon also, and we do have a channel memberships set up, so that's pretty awesome if you guys could help me out there. If you guys do feel inclined, I'm not saying you have to, but besides that, we do have a Discord if you guys want to hop in and chat around with me and others just about stuff. We have a good time there, so thank you guys for watching. Again, this isn't directed towards Ahnald or Cubs. This is just me saying that those leaks, and that leak in particular that we hit up on today, is a bunch of BS. So I like those guys. They're cool. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.